guys! Welcome to Ignite, Light Up Your Life. I'm your host, Lacy Watson. Before we get started today, please be sure to like and subscribe and ding that bell for future updates. Today, I'm going to talk to you about step 1 to taking charge of your health. I'm going to teach you how to choose a primary care physician, and I'm going to teach you the differences between allopathic Western medicine and integrative naturopathic functional holistic medicine. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So, I work in integrative medicine, integrative naturopathic medicine, and I'm going to cover that today and let you know exactly what that is and the differences between a conventional doctor and an integrative doctor or an alternative doctor. Not all doctors are created equally, just like all humans are not created equally. So in order to fully understand how to choose a doctor, you're going to want to know what it is you're looking for and what kind of treatment you're hoping to receive. So that means you need to know what the biggest difference is between Western medicine and alternative medicine. So Western medicine or allopathic medicine is the typical medicine that you would go to when you go to your hospital or you go to see your primary care physician when you are assigned a physician from your insurance company. Typically, you will call into your local clinic and they will assign a physician to you, and you don't even give it a second thought, and you just go, and either you hit it off or you don't. And sometimes you don't, and you really don't know what to do, or sometimes you do and it's great and you don't look any further. But for those of us who have had really horrible experiences with Western medicine, we choose to go a different route. And it's really difficult to know what route to go because there are so many options. Well, conventional medicine really focuses on pharmaceuticals and treating the symptom and not the cure. This is where naturopathic medicine is really different. Naturopathic physicians are taught to treat the person as a whole and look for the cause of the symptom rather than just treating the symptom, and treat the cause rather than just throwing pills at something. They're going to see what is actually at the root cause of this problem. For example, many people have, I like to use eczema as an example, and this is not always the case because everybody is created differently, and sometimes there are other reasons people have eczema, but this is a common thing that I've seen at all the clinics I've worked at. So there's a lot of people out there like myself who have had flare-up of eczema. And if you don't know what eczema is a skin rash that appears in places like the crook of your arms, underneath your legs. It can come up on your hands, on the tops of your feet. It can even get in your face and on your neck and anywhere on your body. But it's really uncomfortable because it's dry and flaky and it can be crusty and gross. So, ew. But a lot of times people go to conventional medicine and they throw steroid at this. And they just try to put a topical cream on it, which isn't really effective, and it kind of like maybe gives you a little bit of relief, but it keeps coming back and you're not sure why, and you have maybe other symptoms. For me, I had swollen lymph nodes, I had really severe bloating, eczema everywhere, I actually had some dandruff, and I had some really uncomfortable symptoms that weren't very good for me. So, anyways, I came to find out that I was unable to eat certain foods. And so this is where the difference between conventional medicine and naturopathic medicine comes in. Naturopathic medicine is looking at what caused this. So the largest organ in your body is actually your skin. And your skin is connected to your gastrointestinal system through your mouth, going down into your stomach, and this can cause such reactions if your gastrointestinal flora is off or you have any issues in your intestines. It can come and manifest in skin issues like eczema. So a lot of people who have IgG allergies, or they have celiac disease, or food intolerances, they can manifest symptoms such as eczema. And in Western medicine, when you go to the allergist, they don't typically look for IgG allergies, which is a delayed response autoimmune. It is a delayed response immune reaction to eating certain foods. And they test for an immediate IgE response, which doesn't always show what is causing these issues. An IgE response is like anaphylaxis, hives, things of that nature. So that's like being allergic to peanuts. But being allergic to things like wheat, when you hear people say they have a gluten intolerance, or they're allergic to soy, or they're allergic to dairy, typically they do have symptoms such as eczema or swollen lymph nodes, gastrointestinal bloating, diarrhea, all those things. So naturopathic physicians typically start with an elimination diet, which takes these foods out of your diet and then reintroduce them to see which ones trigger a response. And that's called the elimination diet, and it's very common used through naturopathic and integrative physicians. And that is where naturopaths and Western medical doctors have a lot of different training. Naturopathic physicians are trained very extensively in nutrition, herbal therapies, supplement therapies, nutraceuticals, and alternative medicine. They do have training in a very extensive training in diagnostics, osteomanipulation, and things of that nature. They do also touch on pharmaceuticals. So, contrary to popular belief, naturopaths actually here in Washington State can prescribe pharmaceutical medications. And I actually take some myself. And they're good for me, and it's been wonderful. But some I don't really like. So, it's just a balance. It's finding what's good for you. And here in Washington State, we have pretty strict licensing standards, which don't allow naturopathic physicians to prescribe higher scheduled drugs. So if you needed something that was a higher schedule, you would want to go see a conventional doctor for that, something like an opioid for pain. And they approach pain very differently. Rather than treating the symptom of pain itself, naturopathic physicians approach pain by trying to lower inflammation and going through those pathways as well. And we'll talk about that later in different videos. So as you can see, there's a whole different approach here as to what you can do to combat a difficult diagnosis or symptoms. And when choosing a primary care physician, you want to look at where they went to school. You want to take a look at what their philosophy is, what their approach is, what they use for diagnostics. Not all naturopathic physicians are created equal. Some naturopathic physicians like to use old school naturopathy, where they use things like the Carroll method, the blood spot therapy, and while those are very interesting and awesome diagnostic tools, they are not scientifically backed. So I don't always recommend that, and I always recommend checking in with your doctor. And do remember that this is not medical advice. I'm just sharing with you my experiences and knowledge that I am drawing upon from my own experiences in the field. I've been in this field for 12 years, so I have a lot to share with you guys. And anyhow, choosing a physician can be really daunting, and you don't really know what you're looking for. And when you're looking at different naturopaths, the more conventional ones might work for people who are a little bit more woo-woo and are open to trying different things. But they focus more on nutrition and kind of like the more spiritual elements of things. But then you also have physicians which are functional and integrative naturopathic doctors that focus on the person. Functional medicine aims to focus on the person individually and ensure that their treatment plan fits their needs and their budget and what it is they're willing to do. Some people are not willing to, take a bunch of supplements and eat a bunch of kale and exercise every day. People just don't have the capacity to do that because of different things. They could be, suffering with chronic pain, or they could be having financial issues, or they could be really busy. You have to meet people where they're at, and you want to find a doctor that does that. And if you're not able to do that, please reach out and I can help assist you. A good resource for finding a good naturopathic physician is going to www.naturopathic.org, and you can punch in your zip code and you can find a good naturopathic physician. I like to focus on naturopathic physicians who are integrative and functional medicine. So those are some keywords that you'll want to look for when you're researching primary care. You want to make sure that you find a primary care physician that works with your insurance if your state allows it. In Washington State, we have a few physicians, naturopathic physicians, who do take state insurance and all the other insurances, which is really cool for people. And so in the clinic I work at, we do prescribe pharmaceuticals because we do have a lot of people on state insurance that can't afford supplementation. So we do tackle things with diet and lifestyle, and a few supplements, but we do have some prescription medications that we utilize, and that is called for some people. So again, when you're looking for a primary care physician, you're going to want to do your homework and do your research and look at where they went to school, look at what their philosophy is, look at what their continuing education is, and what their colleagues look like. If their website is out of date, I'd say, maybe keep looking. Sometimes the people that are the good old boys, they're really wonderful, but we want to make sure your physician is up to date on their research. That's really important, and if they're not, it's important for you to be as well. There are resources that you can, there are resources in which you can do your own medical research, and I will be going over how to look at your labs, how to do medical researches in another video. So you'll want to look around in your local area and ask your insurance to provide you with a list of primary care physicians that you can have covered in your area, and ask them for any naturopathic benefits and what naturopathic physicians are covered. And usually naturopathic doctors have cash pay rates, discount rates too, if you want to see them in addition to your primary care physician that's covered by your insurance. Sometimes, now with the emerging integrative health and wellness, so much research that's backing nutrition and supplementation, the Western medicine medical doctors and conventional doctors are starting to become integrative and functional doctors. So find one that works for you. Look at their profile. You can go to your local clinic's website and look at the different physicians that they have, and look for one that works for you. And when you go on there, it's like an interview. Ask them what their philosophy is. Ask them if they focus on nutrition. Ask them if they focus on working with supplements and outside providers, and if it's okay to have a healthcare team, and if they don't seem like they're going to work with you, it is okay to go to another physician. So with that, that is all for today. I want to circle back to being proactive and checking on your health insurance and seeing what kind of health benefits you have. You can call the number on the back of the card and ask them for a list of primary care physicians, and then ask them for a list of your insurance benefits. With the technology these days, you can usually log in on their website Like if it's Primera, you can go to Primera.com. If it's Molina, Molina.com. There's Assurus. You can go to all these websites and sign in and be proactive and look at your benefits and see what you have. And if you don't, inquire about different cash pay rates. And if you're not able to afford that, find a functional, integrative, conventional medicine doctor. So those are keywords: functional, integrative. There's a lot of functional conventional doctors out there now. And if you're in a rural community, please reach out to me. I am really good at researching. You can post in the comments below. I'd be happy to help assist you in finding a primary care physician in your area. I hope that this has been a helpful video for you. I really look forward to hearing from you. Post below if this has been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. And I do post videos every Thursday, and I go live in my Facebook group, Ignite Light Up Your Life. There's a link below to join us in the conversation about integrative medicine and creating a life of divine design. With that, thank you very much, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. Have a good day. Bye-bye.